to Simplifying Tech and Programming. So in today's session, we are going to check how we can become a full stack developer in an efficient way. So it's useful if you are starting your career in the Java or you are working in Java and you want to become more professional in Java, or you want to learn more about enterprise applications, or you want to know which tools and technologies and frameworks we need to learn in order to become a professional Java developer with the high paying jobs, and how we can adopt more tools and technologies to become a professional Java developer which attracts the high paying jobs. Okay, so in the agenda today, so we will see first like what is the full stack development, then how we can develop best career in Java in more efficient way. Then we will see like what tools and technologies required in order to develop enterprise applications in Java. Then what type of certifications you are required to enhance your career or skill set. Then where we will learn these tools and technologies that I will provide the details. And then what skills required to get the high paying jobs. So that I will tell you in the next session. So this is the basic Java roadmap I have created. So we will go in detail. You don't need to learn all these things. Just there will be two parts. One is a basic part to enter into Java development era or a full stack development era, and one is the advanced part where you have to learn all these tools and technologies to excel your career in Java. Okay, moving further. So what is the full stack development? So full stack development is a combination of front-end development as well as back-end development, along with your database calls and your version control. So version control is committing your code into system. Okay, so if we consider about front-end, so front-end is the things you will visualize into your browser, or what are the components in the browser. So that is called as a front end. It can be developed using JavaScripts or HTML, CSS or Bootstrap. So either Angular or React.js. So you can choose any one technology and you can learn that to become a full stack developer. Okay, so TypeScript also you can read into AngularJS. So any one of this programming language, so you can learn and to develop the front end part of the applications. So as a backend, so whatever the requests are generating into the front end or into the browsers, and whatever the inputs users are submitting as an input, so that will be processed into the backend, or your email hosting, or in order to host your applications. So that backend is required. So in the backend, so we need to learn core Java. Then we need to learn object relationship mapping, and then we need to learn how to develop enterprise application with the Spring Boot, and then web development. Okay, so this is about the backend. Now we will go into the details like in the basic and advanced. So best way to understand your full stack development. So this is a diagram where like this red portion is a front end part, where there is an Angular programming language is there, and these are components of AngularJS. And in the backend, so there is a Spring Boot which is hosting your request. So that is a Spring REST controller and a Spring JPA. It is connecting to database. It is fetching data, and again it is processing this data, and again it is sending back to your UI component. So that is a AngularJS, and AngularJS is showcasing that components into user understandable formats. So this is the full roadmap. So we will cover one by one. So first we will explore about the components in the core Java. So let's go to core Java. So as a beginner or as a entry level, so you need to first learn core Java development. So in the core Java, so there are two legs I have divided. One is a fundamental, so that is a basic concepts, and one is a hands-on. So hands-on is a must learn concepts. So in the fundamental, you need to learn the basic syntax of Java. What are data types, loops, conditions, functions, interfaces, different packages in Java, etc. Then one of the core concept, that is a OOPS concept, you need to learn, along with the serialization and deserialization. Then how exception handling works, how to handle exceptions and errors. Then what is the data structure, and what is the important data structures that are required in order to develop your projects. Then multi-threading is required, like in banking applications or in any multi-layer application. So multi-threading is required. So there you need to learn executor framework and the basic working of multi-threading components. Then in the hands-on part, so you need to more practice about the collection framework. So that is a most widely used component in the industry. So you need to know how memory management works. So what is a stack, what is a heap, and how that getting allocated into the program. Then we need to know what is the generics working with the collection framework. Then you need to know what is the garbage collector and what are the different APIs, keywords available into Java. Then beyond Java 8 version, so you need to know what are the streams, what are the lambdas, optional functions, expressions, etc. Then you need to know how we can work with the file management, reading, writing files, and how we can store our files into network, and what is the socket programming. So how to develop the chat system, how to develop the client server communication components by using sockets. So that you need to know. So this is small about core Java main components. Now we will check about web development part. So if you are aware about core Java, then you can start with the servlet and JSPs. So here, like a basic user interface development and design for with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScripts. So by using this, so you can write the servlet application, so that will host your request and provide your response to your user interface components. Then there is a more advanced part of this area, that is a front-end development. So by using front-end programming language, that is AngularJS or React.js, so we can develop the screen components very easily. So these programming languages will provide the templates in order to design your screen components, styles, etc. So by using that TypeScripts or JavaScript, so you can design your components very easily. So Node.js is a server-side scripting language, so which is alternative for core Java also. So that is required in order to write the scripts into your web application development. Okay, so you don't need to learn all these things in order to work with Java. So if you know any one of this programming language, so between Angular and React, it is fine. Okay, so moving further, so as a backend programmer and also front-end programmer, so you need to know so how to connect with the database. So that is a most integral part of the application, and how we can do the object relationship mapping, that is a ORM. So for that, like basic is a JDBC and the advanced is a ORM part. So with the help of Java database connectivity, so we can able to connect with the relational database like a MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, like this, by using a JDBC driver. So we need to know how we can connect with this database, how we can make the connection with these databases. So there are no SQL databases like MongoDB, Cassandra, HBase, Redis. For this, you need to know what is the difference between relational database and non-relational database, and how we can make the connection with the databases, and how we can perform the CRUD operations. CRUD operations means create, update, delete, that kind of operations we can perform with the database. Now as a ORM framework, so this will provide the templates in order to writing your queries working with the ORM. So you need to know what is the Spring Data JPA, and what is the Hibernate, and what is the JPA. So if you know any one of this, so that is also fine, but you need to know how that object relationship and mapping works. Okay, so moving further, now we will talk about a web framework. So that is the most you can say heart of the application. Why it is a heart of the application? Because a Spring framework provides a comprehensive programming and configuration model for the modern Java-based enterprise applications or any kind of deployment platform. By using this, so we can construct the microservices also. So suppose you have a 3-tier applications, or you have a heavy business application, so you can divide the components of that applications, and you can write the multiple microservices, and you can implement the REST call in order to intercommunication between microservices. So So Spring MVC is a model view controller kind of application where we can divide your legs of the application. Then Spring Boot is a configuration free applications we can write and develop. In the Spring Security, we can implement robust security algorithms by using Spring Security for your web application. In Spring Cloud, we can deploy your application by using Spring Cloud. In the web frameworks, alternative to the Spring, like we can use a Spark framework also, Play framework also, or if you want to implement the centralized logging system, then you can use Splunk also, and you can use Jersey in order to implement your REST calls. So these are some web frameworks that you can try, but this is at an advanced level. At the beginner level, so if you just know about the Spring Boot also, how Spring Boot works with the REST applications, so then that will be fine. Okay, so moving further, so you have written your applications. Now it is a time to test your application or unit test your application. So to make your application error free or exception free. So for that, so you need to write the JUnit test cases. So this is the basic level of writing the test cases. But suppose you have enterprise applications. Now you have multiple business components where like all systems are connected together. So where we can implement the Mockito framework of testing, you can write the Mockito syntax in order to test your code. Then for performance testing, so we can use the JMeter. So you need to know how we can install this tool and how we can use this tool in order to test your performance of application. Then there are different frameworks like TestNG, Cucumber and Rest Assured in order to test your applications and your REST calls. So logging framework. So logging frameworks, it is required in order to, so suppose there are different components into your applications. So you need to know if any failures of the applications or if some components are unable to work, then by using logs, so you can able to visualize where it is failing. So this is like a building block of a logging application. So suppose you have an application, then you have a SLF4J API that will be using logback and log4j, and it is using this package java.util.logging in order to structure your logs. Now moving further, so you have developed your application. Now you want to do version control, or you want to promote your changes, you want to deploy your changes, you want to build your changes. So this build tools you need to know in order to work with the version control. So Git is responsible for version control or committing of your code. Then this Maven, Gradle, Ant is responsible for building your application. Then Docker, Kubernetes and Jenkins are responsible to build and promote your applications. Then CI/CD pipeline, so in the one click, so you should be committing your code to, and it will automatically deploy your applications into your deployment platforms by using Ansible and Terraform tools. So it will be automatically read your build tools and it will deploy the application whenever there is an event. So these tools you must know in order to work with a Java backend developer or Java full stack developer. So this is more illustrative presentation for your CI/CD and build tools. So where like you are using version control by using Git, and you are pushing your changes. So that is a continuous build, and by using Jenkins, the build is happening by using Docker and Jenkins. And here is a continuous delivery, means it is a deploying continuously by using this Ansible and Kubernetes. This deployment is happening into your cloud platforms, that is AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Azure Web Services, or GCP, that is a Google Cloud platform. So here it is creating Docker images, and it is posting deployment packages to these tools. How we can develop the enterprise application. So there are another leg of application. So suppose like stock market data is there, or any social networking website data is there. So that is a real-time data, or banking data is there. So that for processing that real-time data, so there are the system required which will be continuously listening to the events and processing that events into your big data database. So for that, so there are different tools and techniques we can use. So one is message queues, JMS, Java messaging services. So these are the implementation of Java messaging services, that is RabbitMQ and ActiveMQ. Then more advanced publisher subscriber models, that is Apache Kafka, and Azure Service Bus is also there. So by using that, so you should know these technologies in order to work with industry level applications. So now we have seen about the build and deployment tools. So now where it will deploy? So it will deploy into the cloud platforms. So these are cloud platforms where your application will be getting deployed. So you should know the components of AWS or Azure or Google Cloud. So any of these platforms you know, so that will be fine. Okay, so this is more advanced part, like so you have an enterprise application, but you need to search your data in the efficient and fast manner. So for that we can use the search engines. The most famous search engine will be Elasticsearch, or you can use the ELK stack in order to retrieve your logs and retrieve your data. Then in order to design these 3-tier applications or heavy business applications, so you need to use design patterns, so that it will be a structural implementation of your business components. Then you need to know the Unix command. So all these applications will be deployed at the server side. So mostly that servers are Unix or Linux based. So you need to know the Unix commands like file management commands, text processing command, or user and processing command. And this integrated development environment, so where you will develop your applications. So these are some tools where you can use these tools in order to develop your Java applications. So most famous is Eclipse, or to develop Spring application we can use Spring Tool Suite, or so IBM Spade tool, so that is a RAD tool, and we can use the IntelliJ, more intelligent integrated development environment. Then we can use VS Code in order to write our Java code, or you can use NetBeans also. So this is about roadmap. Now suppose you have learned everything about Java, but you need certifications in order to crack your interviews, or you need a receipt of your knowledge, so that is a certification. So where you can do what kind of certifications we can do into the Java area. Okay, so if you talk about Java certifications, so basic certification required is OCJP, so that is a Oracle certified Java programmer. So this is required for a beginner level also and advanced level also. So this is must to have a certificate. Then at the advanced level or at the professional level, you want to explore the Java Enterprise Edition certification. So this is a certification, Java EE 7 application developer, along with the Enterprise Architect certification. So this also you can do for the Java Enterprise Edition. Then suppose you want to do the certifications for Spring, then there is a service provider VMware is providing this certification, Spring Professional Certification. So that also you can do. Then Red Hat certified enterprise application. So this is more about your web services and Java messaging services, message bus. So that kind of work area can be covered into this Red Hat certified enterprise application. Then in order to proficient with the cloud platforms, so this is the certification required. So that is AWS certified cloud practitioner. So this is the basic level certification in AWS, but there are advanced level certifications is also available, so that you can explore. And in the Azure also, this is the basic level certification, that is a Microsoft certified Azure fundamentals. So if you have this certification of the basic level also, then it will be more efficient in order to crack your interviews, or in order to crack the CMMI level 5 companies interviews. So now basic question coming into your mind. So we have seen lots of tools and technologies, but where to learn this, how and where to learn this, or what are the learning resources and materials. So for that, so for Core Java, you can refer this Udemy course, Core Java and JSP Servlet. So you can refer this Udemy course. Then for front-end application development, so he is the trainer. So you can explore the courses from him. Like for React.js also, like you can refer website where there is a ample video courses are available. So for Spring Boot, you can refer this Udemy course. And for JUnit also, you can refer this Udemy course. For Mockito, you can refer the same. Then for version control, so this is the best YouTube channel I have seen, which is web development tips and tricks they are providing very efficiently. And for JMS, for JMS, Kafka and Elasticsearch, so you can refer my YouTube channel. So I have simplified all the concepts of this real-time messaging services and search engines, so that you can refer also. Then for CI/CD and DevOps, so you can explore this YouTube website. That is a very widely covered DevOps area into this YouTube channel. For AWS, for AWS and Kafka, so this is the best tutor I have seen. That is a Stephen Marek. So his YouTube video is also available on YouTube. And for MongoDB, so to perform the CRUD operations of MongoDB, so you can refer my YouTube channel. I suppose you want all free resources, then you can refer these YouTube channels. So these are quite famous YouTube channels. They are providing the Java development content into their channels. So now question coming into your mind, what skills are required to get high paying jobs? So to get high paying jobs, so you need to focus more on enterprise applications, or how cloud platforms are helpful to deploy and manage your enterprise applications. So what is that? So suppose like there is a components where you need to use JMS or you need to use Apache Kafka. Then in AWS itself, so they have a component for real-time message processing, so that you can use to integrate with any tool of real-time messaging brokers, or any tool you can embed with this cloud platform. So you need to focus more on this area, like AWS and Azure and cloud platform, along with this DevOps platform, where you should learn about this Ansible, Terraform, how it works, and how that automation is happening in that area. So if you learn about this area, so you will be definitely getting high paying jobs. Okay, so this is all about your roadmap to become a full stack Java developer. If you still have questions in your mind, so you can ping into comment box, or you can email me also. So if you like the content, so do like the video and share and subscribe the channel. That's all for today. Thanks a lot for watching.